Well, that looks pretty cool, but it hasn't always been like this. Welcome to my very first ever YouTube video. My name is Frederick. I just turned 24 years old and I run a short form content agency and also an educational program that teaches the exact business model. I thought it would be pretty cool to break down my own story and how I ended up here in this cool house in Greece. Please note, I don't live here. I was born and raised in Denmark, but now I live in Dubai. The whole purpose about this video is to break down my story so that it can hopefully inspire you to do the same thing. Because honestly, I am very average. There is nothing special about me. So hopefully you'll learn something and let's get into it. I graduated from high school 4 years ago and honestly I had no clue what to do. I knew for a fact that I didn't want to work a regular job. I just had that feeling inside of me that you probably also know. I just didn't have any game plan or any knowledge, so just like my parents, I decided to become a substitute teacher to make some money. After a few years of doing that, I actually moved to the US to play football and study on a scholarship. I have actually played football my entire life, so it was a great experience combining it with traveling to the US. And I quickly realized that if I work hard enough, I can basically do anything. I got extremely good grades, played football, everything was great. And it was actually when I was in the US that I got exposed to making money online through a great friend of mine. His little brother were running an agency and I asked him like, how is it going for your brother? And he told me his numbers and honestly, I couldn't believe it. I was like, how the hell can this guy make more money than my parents? So it kind of flipped the switch in me because I felt like if this guy could do it, then I could definitely do the same thing. So I flipped my focus from the homework and the football to now the making money online thing. And I actually ended up investing into my very first course. Fast forward, I finished up my semester in the US and I flew back to Denmark, back to my mom's place to finally start my own business. I had zero experience, zero clients, but I still gave myself a promise of dedicating an entire year to that online business. And if I didn't make an online full-time income, then I had to finish the studies that I had started in the US. The goal was to make around $5,000 a month, which is the average normal kind of salary in Denmark. So the first thing I did was to tell everyone that I had just started my online business, even though I had no experience and zero clients to my name. Suddenly, everyone knew that I was running a business. I wrote it out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and I even made it on the front page of the local newspaper, literally saying that Frederick has dedicated an entire year to make it work. So as you can imagine, at this point, there was no way back. And I truly recommend you to do the same. Try to put yourself in an uncomfortable position where it's very hard for you to lose. I started out with a classic social media marketing agency where I offered paid advertising for local companies. Unfortunately, I never saw any great success. I signed a few small clients, but I simply did not enjoy the technical aspect of sitting and running ads. But I also realized that I truly loved the agency model. The fact that you could sell your time and knowledge online while helping multiple clients at the same time really caught my attention. There was just one problem: I hated the service. But lucky for me, I got accepted into Iman Gadzhi's networking group called the Jens Croquet Club. And at this point, Iman was going crazy with short form content. So I figured out if that guy was doing it and he was doing extremely well with it, what if I took the service and then started offering it to other similar clients just like Iman? It was a pretty good idea because not a lot of people were doing it at that time. So I went down the rabbit hole of content and I shifted my entire agency from paid ads to short form content. It was a pretty good decision because as you can see, I was doing around $2,000 a month exactly 1 year ago in August 2022. And around 2 months later, I was doing more than $10,000 per month with my now short form content agency. I had a few great cases inside of my agency and I scaled that together with paid per project editors that took care of the entire service fulfillment. So I was doing all of the things that I love to do, which was the creative strategy, team management and sales. Basically the thing that I was searching for, a service that I truly enjoyed the perfect combination with being creative and also working with people. And it went pretty well. As you can see, I did around $17,000 in the month of December, and I hit my first $20,000 month in January. And looking back, those were some of the craziest 6 months of my life. It was really where I learned a ton about myself, but also how to scale a healthy service-based business. And not gonna lie, I was loving the agency life. I was making a decent income at my age. I could move out of my mom's place, and I also got to work with super cool people while doing something that I genuinely enjoyed. But there was something missing. I wasn't fulfilled. I always knew that I wanted to get into coaching and consulting at some point, and I was actually already coaching a handful of people on the side while running my agency. And I slowly realized that I actually enjoyed the coaching part a lot more than the service delivery, the team management, and everything that had to do with the agency. And of course, I saw industry leaders like Hormozi and Iman build a brand around helping aspiring entrepreneurs. But honestly, I had a feeling that why the hell would people buy coaching from me? Well, I actually took a step back and I kind of looked at the bigger perspective. I had actually built a $20,000 a month business in only 6 months in a service and a niche and an area where there weren't a lot of competition. Please don't get me wrong, there are a ton of skilled and great short form content agencies out there, but at that time there was just no one teaching the model. And I personally realized this because I was out there looking for my next mentor, someone that I could learn from. But I couldn't find anyone that were on the same page as me and also offered the things that I were looking for. So the decision was pretty simple. I decided to build my own program that fulfilled all of the needs that I were looking for at that time, while also taking a huge inspiration from my own journey, my own values, and all of the things that I had enjoyed in all of the past programs that I'd been a part of. I did exactly that. I launched the program in the middle of February 2023. Honestly, it was surreal, and it still is to this day. And actually, I'm super proud of the program, and it's actually alright to be proud of yourself and also say it out loud, because the program ticks all of the boxes that I envisioned it to do. We got unlimited one-on-one coaching, 4 weekly calls, a strong community, a solid foundation through the video course made by me that goes over the exact systems and processes that I use to scale my agency from $2,000 a month to $20,000 a month in just 6 months. Please note, I'm not selling you anything, it's just because my program is a huge part of me and my story. Fast forward to this day, it is now August 2023, and I'm sitting here in Greece, and of course I still run my program, and I also still run my agency. I have around 100 students in my program. Every single one of them is handpicked through a qualification call, and I really enjoy it. And of course I also run my agency, but it's more on the side. It's 90% outsourced. I basically just check in here and there, because I focus all my time and energy into the thing that fulfills me the most, which is the program. I have actually transitioned the agency into a more high-ticket short-form content agency that produces content like my own that allowed me to grow more than 20,000 followers in just 6 months. I truly believe that it is very important to have some skin in the game while you teach the model to students. And as I said, I am now here in Greece, and I'm actually here on a team holiday. Now my team consists of 7 full-time people, and the coolest part is probably that most of them are actually from my small hometown in Denmark. They all share the same vision as me, clients and student results above everything else, and also the overall goal of changing people's lives through online education, just like it changed mine. And this story was not to brag. I hope you learned something from it. I am truly very blessed because I get to make a living from the things that I love to do, which is content, creativity, teaching students, running a program, doing all of this from my computer. And that is also the main reason to why I started posting videos here on YouTube, because this is my first video. It's very weird sitting here and talking to you guys, but that's just a part of it, because I want to share as much value as possible. So thank you so much for sticking around until the end of this video. I hope you learned a ton from my story. I think the key takeaway is definitely that you must take the leap of faith if you also have a dream of becoming an online entrepreneur. Whatever it is, travel the world, make more money, help your family, then take the leap of faith, because you must remember that the feeling and pain of regret will always be worse than the feeling of failure. And I've waited a long time to say this, but feel free to drop a subscribe and a like if you enjoyed this video. I will actually be uploading one video every single week, so take care until the next time.